Don't let anybody tell you that you're wasting your time, man. The shit,
Exactly. Yeah.
we're on the right path. This is the future, just like you said, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just taking a while to unravel. It's taking a while to
Exactly.
unravel, and look how far we've came since 2018. You know, before the pandemic, uh, after the post pandemic, everyone's been focusing on gaming. All the big corporations are here looking at what you guys are doing. The streamers pulling in streamers, throwing them money just to talk about their products. The influencer market is booming right now, man. So,
Right.
man, keep pushing, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give a motivational speech.
No, no worries,
You know what I
man.
mean?
I think sometimes people need a motivational speech
Yeah.
because
What's up, good people? Welcome to the Game Changers podcast. I am your host, Didio Nassis. Now let's go change the game. What's up, good people? Welcome to the Game Changers podcast. We're back here this week with another themed guest, another young gunner, another up and coming content creator. He is a Twitch streamer. He's a volunteer Overwatch, LAN, and Pokemon and PCG LAN volunteer. He's also an Apex player, a community manager, a team manager, and a player for TMU Overwatch. All right? Game Changers Podcast. Did I leave anything out? Game Changers Podcast. Welcome, Afrodiaq, to the Game Changers Podcast. What's up, man? How's it going, man?
I'm good. Diddy, thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. This is my first collegiate interview, you know.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
It's dope that I had, just last week, we published the interview with Coach. We published an interview with a coach, an actual Call of Duty coach, or actual
Okay.
esports coach. And it was a very dope episode. If you have a time, just go check that out. It was a very interesting interview. I got a chance to get some very, very, very dope insights from Coach. I cannot remember your name. I apologize, but his handle is the Buffalo on Discord. I do apologize, but nevertheless, let's talk about you, man. I'm glad you're here. I want to learn a lot about the collegiate scene and how that whole system of esports in the college rankings. Like how does that work out? But I don't know. Just before we get there, I do want to talk to you about your personal journey with gaming, right? Because that's why we're here. The love of gaming and the love of esports and just the love of content and that whole swing. Because a lot of people don't understand that this is big business. This is a huge operation when we connect each other globally and locally. So,
Right.
but with that being said, when did you get into gaming, man?
Back in I'd say like 03, like 02, 03. For Christmas, my dad got a PS2. So we
Nice.
started on the PlayStation, and my dad's a big racing guy. Like he still watches F1 to this day. Like he's been watching F1 for years, right? And he loves cars. So we played Gran Turismo 3,
Nice.
and basically from there, and then as well, I was always a football, soccer fan. So I played FIFA. So we had FIFA 03 on the PlayStation. So we just basically would play those games, and then remember around that same time I went to a convention with my uncle, and it was
Okay.
this kid who came along, and he had his Game Boy, and he was playing Pokemon Sapphire, and he gave me the Game Boy, and then since then I've been, you know,
Locked
I
in.
love Pokemon. Like you can see the plushies back there. I love Pokemon. So yeah, that's where it started. So I mainly like was a console player for years up until 2012, 13ish. So I went to a boarding school for tennis in Florida, and consoles were not allowed. So
Wow.
the way we got around it was by playing FIFA on our laptops. And so we would play FIFA on our laptops, and then from there we ended up playing. My friends and I played CS:GO, so that's where I started my first M&K. Well, it was CS:GO and League. So my first M&K games were League and CS:GO, and I got way too addicted to League. Way too addicted. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So,
really bad.
so what is this league again? You call
League
it
of Legends.
Yeah. Oh, League of Legends.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played a lot of League of Legends in high school, like way too much League of Legends. And then we played CS, and it was basically just League and CS for like a few years, and then
Mhm.
back in 2015 is when I started getting into esports because of League of Legends. So yeah,
Okay.
so
So up until that point, you were coming through like middle school, high school,
yeah, yeah,
and you went to boarding school,
yeah.
and high school was like the boarding school days.
Yes, 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 yes. So my whole middle school days was PlayStation 2, 3, and then the Wii. I mean, the Wii back then, the Wii was like that was just a revolutionary, man, for kids. Like
Right. With
Star
this,
Wars Lego and Mario Kart Wii. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
so Wii was just it was just kind of like the first VR damn near. Like you're just moving stuff with the wands. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
That's fire.
basically.
That's fire.
Yeah,
We
because
used
like
to
when
play
you're
tennis
playing,
on the Wii.
pardon?
We used to play tennis on Wii.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
The little
I
cartoon
liked it
tennis.
because you could like move the Wii remote like a lightsaber when I was playing the Star Wars games, which was fun.
Wow. See, I never tried that. My sister had a Wii.
Yeah, it was really fun.
That's dope. That's dope. So you're coming up through high school, boarding school. You guys are you guys are bypassing this. You found a loophole in the system. You started playing
Yeah,
FIFA on on laptop. So you were already
yeah,
introduced to the PC game like way back then, right? So did you ever
yes,
go back to
yeah.
console after you got out of boarding
The
school?
only console I have now is the Switch.
Yeah.
I never went back to console. I've been playing FIFA on PC basically since then.
Hmm.
And then as I started playing more FPS games, I literally had no reason to go back to console. Like I was playing League up like consistently up until like 2018. I started playing Overwatch like literally since the game came out. I wasn't playing it that much, but I was playing it since the game came out. I
Yeah.
was playing CS here and there, so I was like, there was literally no need for me to play on a console unless it was like a story mode. Because back then, they didn't have most of the games for like story modes were on console and rarely on PC. They didn't really port it as much, especially all the PlayStation games. So
Okay.
it was mainly just playing PC from them.
So when did you get into uh, competitive aspect of it? Like you mentioned that you were in a couple of tournaments and you were hooked. What was that first tournament?
Yeah.
You remember?
So back in basically was it like 2 years ago? So 2021, 2022, I started playing Overwatch competitively for TMU, my school, Toronto Metropolitan University.
From
And
Metropolitan.
so we started playing. It was Overwatch 1, so it was, I was having fun. It was great being on a team because thing is, for me, I was a tennis player. I've been a tennis player since I was like 6, 19 years now.
Wow.
So and I had a back injury, and I like basically retired from tennis. So I am a really competitive person, so I wanted to still be competitive. And since I got into games, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna see if I can play competitively. I got into the team, and then from there, I started playing competitively. So basically, yeah, 2021, and then since then, I was playing Overwatch up until January,
Hmm.
and then January, February, and then everyone was like, "Yeah, we're not playing the game anymore." We all gave up. Like
Wow. Okay.
Overwatch 2 is just not it. And
Just wasn't feeling it.
around, pardon?
What about the game? Did y'all like wasn't feeling?
It like there was a lot of balancing issues. A lot of balancing issues with Overwatch. And I mean, Blizzard's a really controversial company, especially with the scandals that were occurring on their campus. If you've probably heard about those. Everyone's probably heard about those. And
100%. Yeah.
so, it just
That's
there
just the
was
stuff
not.
that we know about. You know what I mean? Like what
Yeah,
don't we know about? You know?
yeah, it's pretty bad. And like the there was really no connection between the community and the devs, and it kind of just started deteriorating. And basically, there was like one character, Sojourn, that was just broken beyond comprehension, and she would literally just one shot everybody. And I was getting so annoyed of it that I just like it was too late. Like now they've changed a few things, but like the main issue with Overwatch, they don't know how to balance the game. And I'm somebody who, if I'm able to play a game by myself,
Mhm.
then I can enjoy it. If I can't play a game by myself and I can enjoy it, then I just won't like playing it. Even if I'm playing with friends, right?
Got it.
So like Apex, I can play Apex by myself for like 2 hours and I'll feel like
Exhausted.
somewhat sane playing it, you
Yeah.
know? Like I'm not like when I play Overwatch with multiple people, I literally I would blow something up, I swear.
That's
Like
how I
I
feel
would
about
lose my
Call
mind.
of Duty, man. I can't play alone. Like I hate playing with randoms, and I hate playing solos, or even
Yeah,
I can play
right.
multiplayer for maybe about an hour by myself. But really, and ultimately, like it's draining, right? Because
Mhm.
the movement is terrible. I just go ahead, it's terrible. It's just a terrible experience. You want to play with your guys or your team just to make that experience just a little bit more lighter. For
Right.
me. 1 second, man. I just noticed that something was off. Uh, phone down. Come on. Okay. Sorry about that. And I'm sorry about that. I just messed up this whole train of thought. Um,
Don't
so,
worry.
so shout out to Toronto Metropolitan College. Is that right? Am I saying it right?
University. Toronto
Toronto
Metropolitan
Metropolitan
University.
University. Salute to
Yeah.
y'all. I did not give y'all a proper shout out during that intro. I just kind of glossed over TMU. You know, Toronto Metropolitan University. Salute to y'all. But like to get back on track to what we were talking about. Uh, you moved on from Overwatch, and you guys were focusing on which what are you guys focusing on now?
So I right now am focusing on Apex. I played Apex like when it first came out, like around the Fortnite times,
Hmm.
when Fortnite was like in its prime back in
Yeah.
like 2018, 19. I think that's around the time Apex came out, but it was not as good as Fortnite, and my friends preferred Fortnite. Like they were completely addicted to Fortnite. So everyone we were just constantly playing Fortnite. And if I don't have anybody to play with on Apex, I'm not really gonna play by myself. At the time at least. And so about a year ago, a few of us on the Overwatch team started playing Apex because we just wanted to, a change of pace sometimes because you can't just play the same game over and over and over again. So um or at least for me, I don't like doing that. So
Yeah.
we started playing Apex, and then I started playing it more and more because I watched their first LAN event, my first LAN event in North Carolina last year, and I fell in love with the esport. And from then I was like, yeah, I want to play this game constantly. And so
Mhm.
now I am playing all the time. I'm trying to get better at the game. Like it's one game that I've been like extremely passionate about competitively, and I've never been this competitive with a competitive game ever. So I'm really excited to keep playing it. And now we're playing, and this is my third tournament now. So
Oh, sweet.
we played in it's a Canadian tournament called Telus. It's a Canadian like broadband company. That was like, it's kind of like oh my god, I'm blanking. Like
AT
AT&T
and
kind
T.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like AT&T,
Spectrum.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Canadian AT&T. So
Yeah.
they have a tournament just for Canadian players, and we played in it. We managed to get to the finals of the tournament,
Nice.
but we fell a bit short. There was there was a pro team in there they got fourth or fifth. No, they got fourth in the LAN event. Like that's how good they are. Like these guys are insanely good, and they were in a tournament and they just absolutely ruined everybody's lives. It was not fun. It was not fun. But
Wow.
that was a really good experience, really fun experience. And then we playing in a collegiate tournament called Octane. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get to the playoffs because we missed a couple days because we are playing the other tournament. So
Okay.
we're gonna try to play that in the fall, and then we're playing in the Tels tournament again this summer, and we are in the finals for the second highest division, which I'm very excited about because
Dope.
I think we can definitely do some damage in this one. And it's on Saturday, yeah, 4 days from now.
Oh, that's fire. Hey,
Yeah,
congratulations for that
thanks.
that whole like y'all are busy. It sounds like y'all are really
Yeah,
running the circuit, of
yeah.
the
TMU
tournament
is
circuit.
very committed right now in the esports. Like we just built a a facility, a gaming facility, called the Red. Like we partner with Red Bull, and it's called the Red Bull Gaming Hub, built in my faculty's building. So I'm in part of the creative school, which is I studied media production.
Mhm.
And so in the creative school, we have this gaming hub where we can go, we can play games. You can use it for Unreal Engine to create games. So it's got like a mix of education while a bit of play and competition, which is really really cool. And it's an incredible space. It's really really cool. If people can just Google it, Red Bull Gaming Hub at TMU, and
Ah,
you'll see the incredible facility. It's
now
really awesome.
I have to Google it.
Yeah, it's really really cool, and it is such a privilege to be able to go to school and you just see something that you're extremely passionate about just there all the time. So
That's incredible.
hmm
Wait, this is it? Like it's blue with the Red Bull Gaming. It says Red Bull Gaming
yeah,
Hub.
and there's like a bunch of monitors.
Holy shit! I'm glad you mentioned that, so we can like get a look firsthand at, kind of behind the scenes, or or firsthand look at what you're talking about, because I'm
Mhm.
thinking that you guys are in your dorm rooms practicing, or playing, or just or just in some bummy back room, with a couple
Yeah,
TVs. This is big time. What I'm looking at here, man. This is a huge. This
yeah,
is an
it
investment.
is.
You know. Well,
It
how
really
does this
is.
work? Are these all these monitors are hooked to PCs, or are they all just
Yeah, they're all PCs. All of them have at the time. So this lab opened up back in October 2022. At the time, they were the leading graphics cards, like 40 something. It was like a 40 series RTX
wait?
graphics card.
This thing was just open with the latest graphics cards, like the 4080s, 4090s, 4070s, and 4060s.
Yes, correct. Like back in October, it took 9 months to build the whole place. They expedited the living crap out of that thing, man. And now we basically use it. Like I go in there basically every week. I was going in there every week to just work on my thesis project. So I was building a level for a video game, and I just went in there and built stuff. So
Dope. I
and
would
then
live in there, dude. I was just sleep on the table,
yeah,
so if they let me,
yeah. We're actually gonna do a 24-hour event in there with a bunch of content creators. So we'll be living in there for a whole day.
Nice, man. You mentioned that we just can't let you pass over. You mentioned in that you said that you built a first level a video game.
Yeah. So I've there was when I applied to my major, I was looking. I'm a big sound guy.
Mhm.
Sound design is my passion. I love sound. I love music. So
You
when
may
I
be able to
got in
help
there,
me.
I was like, "Pardon?"
I said you may be able to help me with Call of Duty because I can't hear shit. You know?
I can't in Apex either, man. I gotta buy a DLC or something for sound. Okay? I can't hear anything. But yeah, I was building built a game. So I was thinking like, I wanna build audio, but I also really love video games, and I think game design would be really cool. And then as soon as I got in, they started this around the time I got in, they started this class called Intro to Video Game Design. So I was like, I jumped on the opportunity to take it. And then there, I basically with Dr. Alexander I planned my game. I wanted to plan how I wanted it to play out and everything. And then the second semester of 2020, so 2022,
Yeah.
I started building the game in Unreal Engine. So each computer we have there has Unity or Unreal Engine. You can choose whatever you want. They even has Blender too if you like 3D modeling, animation, and stuff like that. So the was using Unreal Engine, and I'd never used Unreal Engine in my life, and I just showed up to this class, and I had to watch so many YouTube tutorials, so many Unreal Engine tutorials, just to get over that little hump
Yeah.
to actually figure out what I'm doing, because it is not easy at all.
Mhm.
It is definitely a difficult, especially because like not it's hard to like you're going in and um it's something completely different. It's nothing I've done before ever. Like I've never coded.
Right.
So it's really cool to be able to do stuff like that. And so yeah, I'm gonna start working on the game again for my masters this coming fall. The game is called You See Me.
Okay.
It's basically the gist of it is if you ever played or heard of Detroit Become Human, or like any of the Telltale games, like The Walking Dead, where you like choose your own story and whatnot, but with superheroes.
Wow.
And then I'm trying like the overall theme of the game is is you're like you are like a superhero, but
I
you are a
like it
person of
already.
color. You're a person of color, or you're transgender, or you're gay, right? And you might be one of those things, but people still do not appreciate you for who you are, even though you go out and save them. Like LeBron, Serena Williams, they go out,
Yeah.
but they still get so much slack just because of
Like
who
Hitch,
they are as a person.
like the Will Smith movie when he was a
Yeah,
superhero.
exactly.
I don't remember. I Am
It
Legend.
mm, Hancock.
Hancock. I Am Legend was
Yeah, yeah.
the other one. Yeah. Hancock.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's like that, right? You're a person of color, but people still don't believe in you. So you're like being invisible in minority, but you're still getting slack just because you are. So that's like the message that I'm trying to portray in the game.
Got you, man. That's dope. I hope, man. Keep going, man. I can't wait to see
Thank you.
to see it in action. Like, because like after is this a normal thing? Like in your field or your field of study, is this a normal thing for someone
Yeah,
to publish a video game for their masters?
it is not. I wouldn't say it's normal. I think it is. It's we're trying to get it to become the norm. It's a lot of a newer thing for media production. Because most of the people that I see graduating from media production are doing films, or they're doing like they're most of them are doing films. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. They're all doing films. They're doing some sort of broadcasting
Right.
aspect of media, and so you're trying to compete with like these people, and they don't really see, and a lot of the time people don't see video games as something that's worthwhile, long lasting. They feel like it's going to become obsolete anytime soon, and a lot of the time, like even my mom, they think video games like fry your brain forever, right?
Right.
But and that there's nothing going to come from video games, but it's clear that there is something that is there. There's clear that there is possibilities in gaming with esports, even game design, and that it's growing constantly. It's always growing.
Mhm.
It's new, and just because it's new doesn't mean it's going to be a failure. It's clear that, I mean, yes, not all esports are making money, but that is over time it's going to increase, and
Mhm.
I'm hopefully in like 10 years that it becomes something that will really, really, really catch the eye
Right.
of people, because we're trying to get it to be as big as sports. I don't think it's going to be as big as sports, but hopefully it does.
Yeah. I think it's okay to have a passion project and it's not all about the money, you know,
Hmm.
because this is a passion project of mine. I don't get paid for this. And I've been doing podcasting since 2016, the summer of 2016. And I don't feel like I need to stop just because someone says, "Hey, man, you're not making any money. You're wasting your time." I feel like
Exactly.
I've learned a lot. I've met a whole lot of interesting people, and have some really really nice, dope connections with some folk I would never have met before in my life, all because of
Mhm.
gaming. You know,
Exactly.
yes, we do spend hours and hours and hours out of the day gaming, but and we may miss something like the family barbecue, or we may miss like time with family. But those are some of the sacrifices that you would you know that come along with anything that you're passionate about, really. Because
Right.
if you had to work, you still miss that time while you're doing like a mindless, while you're working at a mindless job. I feel free while I'm behind the mic, or when I have the sticks in my hand, man. So don't let anybody tell you that you're wasting your time, man. the shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're on the right path. This is the future, just like you said. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just taking a while to unravel. It's taking a while to
Exactly.
unravel. And look how far we've came since 2018. You know, before the pandemic, uh, after post pandemic, everyone's been focusing on gaming. All the big corporations are here looking at what you guys are doing. The streamers, pulling in streamers, throwing them money just to talk about their products. The influencer market is booming right now, man. So,
Right.
man, keep pushing, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give a motivational speech.
No, no worries,
You know what I
man.
mean?
I think sometimes people need a motivational speech
Yeah.
because you got to pick them up. There's mental health is a big thing. I am very, 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 very big on mental health. I like talking about mental health a lot.
Yeah.
So don't keep pushing the motivational speech, man. I appreciate the good the kind words and whatnot. So
For sure, man. I just thought that was dope. That you were talking about, you were releasing, you were putting together, you're building a video game, and you're going to continue to master it for your final. This is going to be your final project for graduation, or is this going to be like a part?
yeah. I think we'll see what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna talk to my advisor about it and then see what we can cook up
Yeah.
when school starts. But that's the plan.
And I did the same
Um,
thing when I graduated college. My final project was I went to Limestone College here in South Carolina. So my
mhm.
final project was my final paper, my final, what do you call it? The thesis? Well,
Thesis, yeah.
yes. So that was um, uh, my final project or my final task that I had to do in 2016. Guess what I did it on? I did a full report on Activision, man. It was all about Activision. I can't remember how many
Awesome.
pages. It was like 50, 40 pages, 40-page report. I wish I still had it. If I have it on one of my hard drives, I would publish it as an ebook or something like that. But I hope I can find it soon. But anyway, that's what I did it on. It was all about Activision. I was into all the finances and how just all kind of shit, man. And it was pretty dope. But nevertheless, so you a collegiate content creator. Um, so you stream on Twitch, right?
Correct. I do.
Do you have a stream schedule? Like, how hard is it to maintain a stream schedule while you're in school? I don't know if you're a junior or how close you are to.
I graduated actually literally like what 3 months ago.
Oh, okay, okay.
2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago. My graduation was in June, so last month.
So you're
But
going.
like I finished in April. Yeah, so I just graduated. Um, and but as I'm still doing my master's, I'm technically still a student, right? So,
Yep,
or I am still a
you're still
student,
a
so
student.
I get to still be a part of the. So we have a collegiate or um an esports creative team at TMU. So we have a team where we have a president, vice president, and we have content creators like myself. We have music producers like myself. We have staff, event staff. We have graphic designers. We have like writers. We
Hmm.
have or the people that write about the esports and whatnot. We have social media people. We have marketers. So we have a huge group of students that all combine together to kind of build up the esports team, the
Wow.
esports community
Okay.
at TMU. So with content creation, I've always struggled to actually create a schedule. Like I'm really bad with creating a schedule. Because I always have like something going on, and I just never sure if I can actually hit that time.
Right.
Especially this past year, I was like I doing my whole thesis and then trying to finish up school. I was super busy, and I was rarely ever streaming. So
Yeah.
um, I like streaming more at night. I used to stream during the day a lot
Hmm.
because I was playing when I was playing streaming FIFA. I was streaming to EU because a lot more EU viewers were watching playing FIFA, watching FIFA. So I stream mainly to EU guys. So I'd be streaming like early afternoon.
Right.
But I do not do that anymore. I hate streaming FIFA. If I stream FIFA, it's just me screaming at a monitor for 4 hours. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So,
Got it.
So I can't have fun with FIFA and stream. So I don't want to like just be yelling. It's just not fun for me, and I don't think it would be fun for anybody watching. So I just don't do that. But like, I I just like playing what I want to play. I like playing what I love. Basically I stream Pokemon. I stream Apex most of the time, and I'll stream any story game. Like right now, I'm playing the new Zelda game, which is so good.
Yeah.
So good. That game is incredible, man. That game is so good. I do not know what I'm doing, but I'm having so much fun.
That's what it's all about, like the fun. I gotta check that out. I've heard great things about the Zelda game. This is
Yeah,
not the
it's a
Zelda, but
really, really
Zelda. I remember like Zelda, like Nintendo Zelda, dude. Damn.
the Breath of the Wild was my first Zelda game ever. I know that I'll probably get a lot of stick from that from people, but I played Mario growing up, but I never really played Zelda at all. I played Mario, I played Kirby. I'd never got into Zelda. So yeah, playing that, the first game, it was like, that's a game right there, man.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
game right there.
Oh, you
One
was
of
hooked. You was hooked on the first run.
Yeah, the first one, there was just so many things to do.
Yeah.
The only reason why I didn't play more of it because it was actually my friend's game. He just let me borrow it, so I had to give it back to him because his friend wanted to play it. So fortunately, I had to give it back. But even one of my profs, for my video game writing class, he said this is the best made game ever.
Hmm.
Mechanically, this is the best made game ever.
Ever?
And I ever.
Damn.
And this is a guy that works for Ubisoft. He's been in the industry for a while. So
Wow.
that's his opinion. Honestly, I low key kind of agree with him because there's so many things you can do. It's an exceptional game. It's an exceptional game. But
Now I
yeah,
have to check it out because you said it's
yeah,
exceptional. I like.
it is.
I like exceptional.
But yeah, content creation is really fun. I love it. I do. It is a challenge as well.
Hmm.
Just being able to sit in front of a screen and talk constantly to people can be very tiring. And I drink
Yeah.
so much water. Like right now, I'm thirsty.
I'm the same. Same. I drink.
Yeah.
I just
So
sitting at the desk, man, just ready to rock out. I drink one of these a day, damn near. Man.
so yeah.
So,
Go ahead. Sorry.
So you were listing a whole bunch of I don't want to call them majors. You were listening to a whole bunch of different aspects of content creation that's in the building or in your same field, like major field of study, right? You mentioned sound. You mentioned sound. I think you mentioned graphic design. You also mentioned there's a lot of them. Do you guys actually get a chance to collaborate on projects? Is that a part of?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay.
The video producers, the graphic designers, those are the guys who basically make all the the videos for the players, all the like banners that we have, the overlays that we have. Those guys make those. Like anything we post on Twitter, those guys are the ones making it.
Mm-hmm.
For each team playing whatnot.
Dope.
So yeah, there's the event staff. We're always running different events, whether in person or online. We're trying to do in person a lot more because we have the lab now to do it, and you got to book out a time. Like we just had some FGC fighting game tournaments. I think there was a Street Fighter tournament like a few weeks ago, which is kind of cool. And we have had like Valorant tournaments. We had League. So basically, the event staff is like, hey, I want to run a Teamfight Tactics tournament today. I want to run a TFT tournament. And then they just round up the troops and then they throw a tournament. A lot of the times it is virtual, it is online because that's just what's easier for a lot of people. And we are a commuter school, so a lot of people are traveling. Like I know people traveling from Niagara Falls all the way to downtown Toronto, which is like 2.5 hour commute, which is ridiculous. I don't know how those guys do it.
Wow,
they're doing it.
Yeah,
they're doing it, but
yeah.
So
that's
what happens. It is a commitment, so a lot of the times just doing things online is the easiest option. And I know a lot of tournaments are run online. Like we did our own Overwatch tournaments as well, where we got in a bunch of schools and we had casters and I was helping run the whole tournament. I was like collecting scores and whatnot, and just moving people along. So that was really fun. I was like an Overwatch 2 inaugural tournament. So yeah, it was everything's been a really really cool experience, and at TMU has really given us the foundation to go from there, and learn more about. There's a lot of opportunities, especially at TMU,
Mhm.
that have been helping us. So
How
it's
many
awesome.
people can you fit? Like if you had a LAN event, how many people can you fit in that building? Like if you had a tournament going on, like how many
hmm
rotations or how many tables or spots can you rotate in and out of? Like how many people can you hold there?
There's 36 computers, and then there's one for like players and students, and then there's one computer for like, excuse me, for the professor. So 37 computers total, and we have there's two open or two rooms that are mainly for master's students. That we kind of like those guys like bunker in there with just a big monitor that we can watch the event. So there's like a kind of like a watch party room. So a lot of people sit out in there. So usually
Yeah.
in the hub there'll be probably, I think it's max 50 people.
Mhm.
So there's not too many people in there, and then we just like throw. A lot of the times people are outside hovering because it does get really hot in there with 36 computers running at the same time. 37. It is
100%.
a sauna. It is a
Yeah.
sauna to the max, man. That thing's crazy.
Yeah.
It is. It's really bad.
I bet it is. I
Uh,
can only imagine. Like, cause I have
yeah.
two PCs running, and my little room usually gets hot in the really very hot in the summertime, man.
hmm
Um, but you have here as a list for uh, you have listed your community manager and a team manager. Like, what does that
Yeah.
consist of?
So for being the community manager, we're just kind of connecting the other collegiate communities with us, and we just try to get like we're running tournaments, or little events like a widow 1v1 tournament, or I think we did a Sigma dodgeball tournament. I think we did that. I don't remember if it happened, but like there was like a 1v1 tournament
Okay.
for widow, if I recall, and just trying to get the communities together. And then for the team, I was running the B team. So we have two teams. We have an A and a B team, and I was running the B team this past semester. Well, this past year actually. Yeah. So we
Okay.
started the fall. We managed to get to the finals of the. We're playing in NACE, NACE tournament. We got to the finals. Ended up losing in the finals. Unfortunately, but we had a really good run. We were playing really well. And then second semester, we had a few people drop out, and even myself, I was losing faith in the game. So everyone
Okay.
was like, "Yeah, we, eh, it's a bit of a sticky situation, and we don't really know if we want to do that, play it anymore." And then even the A team, who's really really good, they have really really good players, like players that are they could go pro if they wanted, if they really 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 stuck it in and tried,
Yeah.
they can go pro. Like they're the highest rank in the game. And even those guys was like, yeah, where the passion is just not there. So we kind
Wow.
of disbanded the whole team. Unfortunately. But they're gonna bring it back next semester, and um we'll see if I partake in it, because I don't really play Overwatch anymore. But I'm really dedicated to the Apex thing.
Okay.
And right now, I guess I would consider myself like the captain of the one of the teams. So we have two Apex teams as well. So I would say I'm the captain of the TMU blue team. So we have, our colors are gold and blue. So
Okay.
we have a TMU bold, which is our actual mascot name, the bold. And then we are TMU blue. So
So
I'm the captain of the blue team, and I'm so excited to play in the fall. It's gonna be really really fun.
okay. Man, that's dope, man. Listen, so I got to ask this question. I don't know if this will be, or I don't know if it just would apply to what you guys have going on, but
hmm
yeah, the way I envision um, the tournaments is not. It's not like a conference like the SEC or like the ACC, is it like here in America? These are all free for all tournaments where teams just sign up, or are these other colleges and that you guys are
Um,
facing? But if they are, who's the toughest opponent? Who's your I guess your arch nemesis, uh, college wise?
right. If you're so first off, the teams we are playing most of the time they are collegiate teams. If we're playing in NACE, I forget the acronym what the acronym stands for, but I think it's North American Collegiate Esports. I think that's probably it.
Okay.
That makes the most sense. But yeah, NACE is only collegiate teams. So when we were playing in NACE for Overwatch, it was only collegiate, and it was I think they broke it up into regions. So basically, there's like a west region, there's an east region.
Okay.
So and then the way they split it up is they put everybody in different groups, and then it was like you would play like round robins, and I think there was like 16 to 32 teams in our group, and then we would just have to play everybody in a round robin situation, and then we go from there. We go to the finals, and then we played 3 matches, and the third match is the finals match. Then for in terms of Overwatch's arch nemesis is usually Canadian teams. I would say our closest rivals probably UFT, University of Toronto, just because it's another Toronto school. Um, there are not too many like esports in Canada, and we're trying to actually grow the
Okay.
esports in Canada because it's not that big. And in order to get varsity status, we actually need to have, I believe it's six schools. And there's only 2 at the moment.
Okay.
And colleges do not count, so we need universities. So we need University of Toronto. We need like University of Waterloo, but unfortunately, it is not the case. And then with Apex, I'm not too sure. Like Telus was not that one was just straight Canadians, and there was like rarely any Canadian collegiate teams in there. It was mainly just people like who were Canadian and having wanted to play in a tournament, just joined up in squads.
Yeah.
And try to do their best. But the Octane Collegiate tournament right now is only collegiate teams, and it was pretty tough. I know the teams that are really. I wouldn't say we have a rival. Like I guess our rival. Actually no, our closest rival for that is York. Just because we just beef with York, because I think that's like the only other Apex team that we know in Canada, and we just beef with York.
Nice.
We're like friends with them, but we just beef with them. Anyways, it's fun.
That's awesome. that's what I wanted to get at. Who is the rival team?
We
York.
beat like there was a time like we're actually playing with one of the York players right now, and it was a time where there was 4 teams alive to win the game, and it was us and the team that was in the God spot to win the game. Like they won the game, but the team that was to win the game was York. And one of their players they just kept shooting us the whole time because they knew it was us. And then we ended up dying to them anyways because when the zone was coming in, we just died. But yeah, there is like a lot of competition. I'd say I don't know much about the American scene. Because I was not playing esports when I was in the States. So I'm not sure, but I mean I would assume it translates from the sports. Like, you know, A&M hates University of Texas. Like, you know, that's a given. So they're just gonna beef. Like, it's fine. Like
so
Florida.
You grew up in North Carolina?
No, I grew up in Texas and Florida.
Texas and Florida.
And I did 2 years. I was born in New Hampshire. I grew up in Texas for about 6-7 years. Then I went to boarding school in Florida for 4 years, and then I did 2 years of university in upstate New York. And then I moved back to Canada.
Got it. That's nice. But I thought I couldn't tell if you were born and raised Canadian or not. But I just thought by your accent that you were from up north somewhere. Yeah, I didn't know you were a southern guy like me. Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right. The South is in the house. We're everywhere, baby. You can't outrun the South, man.
Yeah.
So what's the future for Afrodiaq? What's the upcoming plans for you personally and for the school?
For me personally, my dream is to work on a Star Wars or a Pokemon game. I'm a big
Oh,
Star Wars fan, and to work on a Star Wars game would be an absolute dream. Um, Hopefully, I'm praying they do a third rendition of third, what is it? Star Wars Jedi.
hmm
That those two games are absolutely incredible. The second one is my favorite. Like those two are my one and two my favorite games of all time. So being able to work on a game like that would be so cool. And then Pokemon, I love Pokemon. And I would do anything to work for Pokemon.
dope.
So I yeah. And I like I meant I put in, send you the notes. I've worked on a Pokemon event, which was really cool. I'm going to be doing that again this fall. I believe they're coming back this fall. So in Toronto. So I will be there. Hopefully I get to work on my game. I can finish my game, which would be really cool. And then for TMU Esports
Yeah.
is we're we're probably gonna run a lot more tournaments. I hope we're gonna get more involved this time,
hmm
this semester, this school year. I would, because I just want to get active in esports, man. Just wanna be in the moment with
Right.
that stuff. So trying to get all the opportunities there to push, because my goal is to get into game design and sound design for video games. But I'm always keeping esports in my back pocket.
Yeah.
You graduate with one thing, but sometimes life takes you in a different path. All right, so
hmm
I always want to keep something else in my back pocket, and esports would 100% be that. So yeah.
Nice. Nice. So I had another question. What is TCG?
Oh, that's trading card game.
Train car?
Trading card game. You like the Pokemon
Oh,
cards?
trading card. Okay.
Yeah, so that event I volunteered at was the it was a regional event for Pokemon Go and for TCG, the trading card game. Um, but there was no VGC, the video game.
hmm
So like the Switch, that wasn't around because the game had literally come out like a month prior. So this time around, this next event, they're gonna have the video game, and I'm super excited for that because I've even played the ladder system for that. So I'm so excited to be to participate in that again. So
Okay.
yeah, and then Overwatch LAN is coming to the grand finals is coming to Toronto. We are actually so lucky because the events for Overwatch and for the COD major are both played at our school. So if you ever watch a COD major, I think the most
Yeah.
was it the most recent one? I think if you ever heard of the Academy Athletic Center, it used to be where the Maple Leafs, the hockey team, used to play,
Okay.
and now it's our athletic center, and that's where we have our esport events. So Overwatch COD has been there twice. Overwatch is going to be there for a second time. So I will be volunteering, which is going to be really cool. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
That's dope. What is the COD, the pro team, the Toronto team? I can't remember.
Ultra.
Ultra, Toronto Ultra.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's coming up. That
Yes.
event.
Overwatch. The Toronto Defiant, the Overwatch team, will
hmm
be playing. It's September something
Got
or
it.
the other. I think. I think
Okay.
that's the date. I need to double check that. Um.
So you guys
But
gonna
yeah,
be
it's
on
really cool to
fire
have.
that
I
weekend
know.
or that week.
It's really cool to have that out of school. Like
Mm,
just a LAN event. Just it's there. I just take the subway 15, 20 minutes, and I'm there.
dope, man. So, how long you been in Toronto? You've been there since like 3 years now or so.
Uh, 20. I moved back in 2018, so I lived in Toronto when I was from 2000, I think 2001 to about 2007, and then I moved back in 2018.
Okay, I don't really know much about Toronto except for like Drake, Vince Carter, the Raptors. That
Toronto, Toronto is
I heard it was
the
dope though.
for me, it is the best place to be yourself. It is the best place to be a young adult, um, except for living situation. So that exclude that part. That is way too expensive to live in Toronto,
Mm,
unless you're living with people or you're well established. But being able to just go on the subway and go wherever you want in the city is just it's such like a freeing feeling. And then it's such a progressive city, and it's the most diverse city in the world. So you can literally just you can do like express yourself in any way you want, any and people will appreciate you in a sense. Like
Oh,
for me, like being in the US, I didn't feel like I could go around wearing a Pokemon shirt, and I feel like I would get judged if I was like wearing a Pokemon shirt in the States. But like here in Toronto, I do not care.
right.
Like that, it's just like I feel like I get to be more of myself in Toronto than I have ever felt it before. So it's a really cool city. I'm telling everybody you should move here. But it is pretty expensive to live.
Dope. That's on my bucket list. Visit Toronto. That's on my list of
Hmm.
things to list of places to visit. Man.
And if you ever go, you need to hit up Chris or Jeff in the lab, and they can give you a tour because they're always looking to make connections with people in esports.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mentioned earlier. Well, we were talking earlier about how you were a manager of the B team or it's the gold team and what's the other color? The
The
blue
gold and the
team. The
blue.
blue team. So you were the
Yeah.
manager of the blue team. Do you want do this is a time where I ask the guests to actually just give some love or shed some love to their team, say hey to their parents, just give any type of shout outs that they want while we're on this podcast because I think that's
Hmm.
important that that you just show love and give people flowers whenever you can. You know.
Yeah. I'd like to give a shout out to all of TMU creative team, the president, former vice president, creative director. Those are my some of my closest friends in esports. We got my boy Benson, Owen, Taylor, Zane. Love you guys. And then in like the esports, for Apex, I got my Pat, Johanna, Anant, and then York. No, we don't like those guys, but Kieran, awesome people, and then all the guys on the Overwatch team. There are so many of them. I could not. There have been so many Overwatch players. There's been like, and like in about a year, I'm pretty sure we've gone through like 30 players. It's
Okay.
been so many players, but I don't know. Appreciate everybody for and then obviously I gotta give shout out to Dr. Chris Alexander and to Jeff LaChapelle, two of the coolest professors I've ever had ever. Those
So
guys, those are the guys that do it all, man, and they do it all for us, and I appreciate them so much. Like that's really how I was able to get to talk to Jordan, man, because we got to give tours of the lab to everybody at that esports conference,
yeah.
travel summit, and Jeff was the one who basically and Chris, those are the guys who set us up with the opportunity to go in and talk to the industry professionals. So without those guys, we wouldn't be where we are today. So
Ah,
appreciate those guys.
dope, man. Salute to everybody that you mentioned. Salute to the Toronto Metropolitan University, and salute to
Hmm.
the 30 Overwatch players that you you mentioned. And salute to you, man. I want to say congratulations to you to what you've
Appreciate it,
accomplished
man.
thus far. And man, next time we talk, probably going to be, you're probably going to be out of here, man. You're probably going to be like one of those snobby 6-figure guys that's just working for Activision, Ubisoft, or you know, Blizzard, or you're just gonna be up there like out of here, man. Like,
No, you gotta remember your roots. You gotta remember where you came from. You gotta remember where you came from.
for sure,
You have
man.
to start like, Mom, I know you hate video games. I love you, Mom, but I know you hate video games, but we're going somewhere.
We're going somewhere. We're going somewhere.
Exactly.
That's a fact, man. But so we're about to close it up, man. Anything else that we missed, or anything that you want to mention before we get up out of here?
Um,
Socials. Shout out to socials. How can
Socials.
people find you? All your work.
Yeah, I am Afrodiaq. On all socials except for Instagram, I'm Afrodiaq Music. I do DJ, so I have like a bunch of mixes I throw up on SoundCloud, and I do produce a little. So I'm like collecting a bunch of music that I want to throw up on there, and
Okay.
but yeah, I stream every week. I usually Pokemon or Apex. You'll see me there. So yeah, twitch.tv/Afrodiaq. That is the place. Yeah.
And you can find me, Didio Nassus, at the Card Show, at Card Show Podcast, on all of the socials. Or you can follow me on my personal socials, and that's Didio Nassus. That's DIDDYONASIS, Card Show. And it's Card Show, just like you spell Card Show Podcast. You can find me anywhere. But we appreciate you, Afrodiaq. I'm gonna follow you. I want to check out some of your content. I want to hear some of that music also, man. I made a mixtape that went wood back in 2018. We
Okay.
got about 50 downloads. We doing big things out there for 2015.
Okay.
I was rapping about Call of Duty. I made a mixtape, and I was just rapping about Call of Duty, dog. And it was
That's
hilarious.
awesome.
It was
That's
hilarious,
awesome.
man. It's called it's called Codboy Diddy. Codboy Diddy. That is funny as hell.
Okay.
So I am a
Awesome. I'll check
SoundCloud
it out.
rapper,
Check it out.
but I'm looking forward to hearing some of your music, man. I know you go in. I know you. What kind of music is it? Listen, I'm not judging you. Just looking at you and having like going off the conversation that we just had. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be like some lo-fi, hi-fi music. Some.
Yeah, I'm actually working on lo-fi right now, but I mainly do EDM, like a lot of house music. But
Okay.
lo-fi is what I'm working on right now, just because it's fun.
I love
Honestly,
lo-fi.
making lo-fi is really really fun, and I listen to it all the time, especially when I'm studying. And I have a lo-fi playlist, and I gave it to somebody for an exam,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember who this person was, but it was like first year of 2020. Everyone was stressing out, and I was like, yeah, I got a lo-fi playlist if you guys needed to study. Somebody listened to it, and they got an A on their exam, and they messaged me back. They're like, thank you so much for this playlist.
So I lock in off of lo-fi, those playlists.
It is amazing. I love lo-fi, man.
My
I love
cousin,
lo-fi.
they have like a lo-fi group or band.
Mhm.
They're called Wave Heart, and it's WAV Heart, HEART, and they're pretty
Mhm.
dope. They're from Jacksonville, Florida. Um, but I lock in when I listen to lo-fi. If I'm listening to a
Mhm.
podcast or interview, I'm gonna be too distracted, dude. I'll be looking up, trying to figure out what they're saying, what they're doing. But lo-fi, I'm just locked in completely. A salute to that, man. Or we're gonna lock in, man. We're gonna lock in after this.
Of course.
So but if we don't have anything else, we're gonna close it out. Um, I'm gonna close it out. So as always, live life, show love, be great, and always keep the kill feed lit. It's been your guy Didio Nassus, the Game Changers Podcast. Afrodiaq. All right, follow him on
Appreciate you, man.
Twitch, all the socials everywhere. Shout out to the TMU, man, Toronto Metropolitan University, and another fire interview. Game Changers, man. We out, man. Peace. Holla. Yo, thank you, man.